Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to explore the dark and dangerous world of weaponry? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take you on a wild ride through the most fearsome and lethal weapons that America's enemies dread the most. From high-tech missiles to stealthy drones, the United States of America has been at the forefront of military innovation for decades. And today, we're going to reveal the top weapons that will make America's enemies quake in their boots. With state-of-the-art technology, precision engineering, and a ruthless determination to defend its borders, the U.S. military has developed an arsenal of weapons that can strike fear into the hearts of its adversaries. So, whether you're a military enthusiast, a history buff, or just someone who loves an adrenaline-fueled adventure, this video is for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and comment below, and join us as we unveil the weapons America's enemies fear the most. Gold Ball Grenade. The V-40 fragmentation grenade, which is no longer in use, but was used by the American military from the 1960s through the mid-1980s, stood out for its small size. It was no larger than a golf ball. In reality, it was once referred to as a mini-frag by soldiers. The grenade was 1.5 inches in diameter and 2.5 inches in height. The V-40 utilized a safety pin and lever just like a grenade of the same size, despite its tiny size. It also had a lethal impact. The golf ball grenade was deemed dangerous up to 300 meters from its site of impact and lethal up to a 5-meter radius. However, due to the weapon's small size, making it risky for soldiers to use, it was ultimately discontinued. The mini-frags were challenging to manage and prone to going off without warning due to the brief fuse time and small pins. The corner shot rifle and grenade launcher. The capacity to see and fire weapons around corners has always been one of the biggest issues soldiers face in battle. This is particularly challenging in contemporary combat because urban environments are used frequently. However, American troops are now equipped with a weapon that allows them to see and fire around corners. The firearm, known as the corner shot, is available in two configurations: a semi-automatic pistol and a grenade launcher. The handle and trigger stay set and stationary, while the barrel of the weapon can pivot to the left or right thanks to a hinge in the middle of the device. Additionally, the weapon has a camera attached so that troops can see what they are shooting at from a distance. The corner shot has gained such widespread acceptance that it is now used by armies and law enforcement organizations in 15 nations. The Railgun. An electromagnetic railgun that can discharge a projectile faster than the speed of sound is being developed by the U.S. Navy. This shipboard weapon, officially known as the 8 megajoule electromagnetic railgun, is capable of firing at Mach 8, which is 5,000 miles per hour, or 8 times quicker than the speed of sound. You might question, what could such a weapon possibly be used for? The Navy intends to employ it as anti-aircraft and anti-missile weaponry, as well as to defend vessels. The railgun, however, is so strong that it has the ability to put a spacecraft into orbit as well. And, from a distance, the railgun can discharge on an entire battlefield. Fun fact, the DeLorean time machine in the film Back to the Future was fueled by a component known as a flux capacitor, which powers the railgun internally, an instance of science and fiction colliding. The Vomit Gun. In the movie Minority Report, do you recall the police officer's use of 6 sticks? Anyone who came in contact with the poles would immediately start to vomit. Unbelievable as it may seem, a genuine vomit gun has been developed. The U.S. Navy and Invocon inked a contract in 2007 to create a weapon that affects a person's hearing and equilibrium using radio frequency. Anyone hit by the vomit gun instantly becomes extremely queasy and pukes. At the same time, the Science and Technology Department of Homeland Security hired Intelligent Optical Systems to create an LED that produces a quick pulse of various colored lights to also induce nausea, headaches, and vomiting. The vomit gun, unlike the other weapons on this list, is thought of as a non-lethal way to subdue people and obtain the upper hand over enemy combatants. Additionally, the vomit gun appears to be a situation where science fiction has caught up to science fact, as is the case with many of the weapons on this list. Excalibur S. A new form of supergun is being tested out by the United States military. This weapon is truly incredible and has been in the works for many years. In one of the most recent tests, the weapon was able to accurately hit a target that was located more than 43 miles away. By all means, this gun is unlike anything you've ever seen before. This gun is so powerful and accurate that it broke the world record for the longest precision-guided cannon shot. As with many weapons like this, it was tested in Arizona and is almost ready to be sent into production. This gun was designed with a few important features in mind, one of which was the ability to attack enemies from a safe distance. If this gun is truly as capable as it seems, it would keep soldiers safe from retaliation, as the enemy would not have similar weapons that would be able to fire back. If they can maintain this amazing distance, it would be the equivalent of firing a gun from the Statue of Liberty in New York to New Brunswick in New Jersey. Needless to say, this gun has some serious range. While it is completely functional as is, the military still has a few kinks to work out, and they expect to have it ready to be sent into battle by 2023. Known as the Excalibur S, this amazing device was developed alongside Raytheon, a US-based defense contracting company. What brings this weapon far ahead of its competition is that it uses a highly advanced GPS to guide the bullets. This system uses a series of lasers that can pinpoint targets and fire much more accurately than a human could. To make this even better, it can track moving targets as well, so you're essentially guaranteed to hit the enemy. The military spoke about this amazing weapon and said that they had to overcome several hurdles while developing it. As you can expect, many weapon systems like this are difficult to create because the guidance systems can become damaged as the bullet leaves the chamber. Pressures in the chamber are extremely high and can lead to the equipment becoming damaged before it gets close to the enemy. They had to develop several new technologies to work around this to ensure that the shells will survive this pressure and the launch process without destroying equipment. The Army has spent years and countless hours researching and developing new weapons like this, so that, should another war ever occur, we would be able to overcome our fiercest enemies, like Russia. Russia has one of the most highly advanced militaries in the world, and they are constantly working on new technologies that can top what the US has in their arsenal. As long as the United States continues to develop long-range weapons like this, military officials say they have no concerns that the country will be able to come out on top if war is ever sprung on them. The Excalibur S cannon uses a M109A7 Paladin integrated management howitzer chassis. Though it makes some key changes to the technology, the military opted to replace the original 39 caliber gun with an A58 caliber that is about 30 feet long. This comes with several obvious advantages that take this gun to an entirely new level. When you consider that the weapon is also equipped with a Raytheon-designed ammunition system, a weapon like this is unmatched. They have incorporated an XM1113 using supercharged propellant, helping the Army to drastically increase the range of the bullets. This is a technology that we could once only dream of, but it is now a reality. In the Arizona test mission, the teams fired a total of 3 shots. The first shot, as expected, didn't go as planned. They had not properly calculated the high headwinds that had been blowing through that day, so the bullet came up far short of what they had anticipated. The second shot didn't do much better. An unexpected failure in the system caused this bullet to misfire, giving them very little hope for the third shot. However, the final shot went much better than expected. This shot proved to the military that they are much closer to getting this weapon dialed in perfectly and nearly ready for use in real-world missions. They tweaked the levels of propellant and some other minor factors and were able to get a shot that was much closer to what they would like to see in a war zone. As it stands, the United States Army is only a few short years away from bringing the Excalibur S into their official arsenal. It takes a lot of work to get these weapons dialed in perfectly, so it's understandable why they will not be ready to unveil the weapon to the public until 2023. They are on the cusp of something great, but the technology isn't quite ready to be deployed in life-altering missions just yet. If this weapon can finish its final test missions correctly, this could be a world-changing piece of military machinery. Considering that it has already broken a world record, many countries will likely be unable to compete with such a fearsome weapon for many years to come. If the United States' main goal was to compete with Russia, they seem to have done so successfully. This weapon could ensure the safety of United States citizens for many years to come. The cost of military weaponry. Military weapons such as aircraft, drones, missiles, and more cost millions of dollars to produce. However, analysts are hopeful that these weapons will soon become much cheaper to manufacture. Military weapons have advanced a lot in recent years. We no longer have to rely on cannons and buckets of gunpowder. Instead, smart weapons are designed to be incredibly easy to use and are often guided by artificial intelligence. Technologies like lasers, precision missiles, and autonomous drones have plunged us into the future of military technology, though any of these weapons can cost a small fortune to design and manufacture. According to The Economist, missiles that are equipped with AI technology are some of the most expensive tools used by the military. Known as smart missiles, a single subsonic Tomahawk missile could cost as much as $1.5 million. Keep in mind, these tools are designed to be destroyed upon impact, so that money is completely lost once the missile is fired. To put that into a clearer perspective, a simple Hellfire rocket that can be attached to an aircraft costs about $115,000. When you consider that each of these rockets weighs about 50 kilograms, that's a ton of material to dispose of throughout military missions. Similarly, there's another form of rocket known as the Javelin. These rockets are in the same category as Hellfire rockets, though they are shoulder rockets designed to take down individual enemies that may be hiding in trenches or holes. These rockets are incredibly efficient, though they cost a jaw-dropping $147,000 each. An interesting point has been brought up in recent years. Many of these weapons are used by the United States when attacking countries like Afghanistan. Countries like this are notoriously under-equipped for combat, leading many financial analysts to question whether weapons like this are even necessary. The American military has since gone back to the drawing board to come up with a cheaper alternative that may be equally effective. Several new weapons have been developed for situations like this. The APKWS-2 system is a great example. This is a 70mm rocket that is designed with sophisticated smart features to bring it into the modern era of warfare. While these rockets are incredibly simply designed, they can strike a target with an accuracy of up to 1 meter. They use a laser system to pinpoint the target, allowing the military to strike with incredible accuracy. Though, the interesting aspect of this missile is that it only costs $28,000. That's less than 1/4 of the price of a typical Hellfire missile. Weapons like this have also been very interesting to the Navy. They have since invested in the technology known as LCITS, or Low-Cost Imaging Terminal Seekers. The Navy has been testing these missiles for a while, and it seems as though the trials have gone very smoothly. They made modifications to the missiles so that they can work better in the sea rather than in the air, but the fundamental technology is the same. Rockets like this are perfect for use in the Navy, as they are almost completely autonomous, meaning the captains can demand multiple strikes to take place at one time, as the missiles don't require a human to guide them. However, the Navy hasn't stopped there. While a $28,000 missile is very cheap when compared to other similar missiles, they have taken things a step further and developed the F2M2, better known as the Spike missile. These missiles were designed and created by the Naval Air Weapons Station. They can use a guidance system that can lock on to individual targets, using an advanced optics system to pinpoint the enemy and strike at a moment's notice. The incredible part is that this missile was created using basic parts that are readily available. This allows the company to develop these missiles for just $5,000 each. Which of these weapons scared you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell for more great videos.